It's Dale D'Antoni here. Welcome to the Sofa Sessions. D'Antoni, Wayne.
Then it's pretty chill. Like, I haven't started sneezing or nothing, so
what about
it's
the
chill.
naked cats?
I don't know. I've never been around one.
The animals. The animals. Not the normal naked cats.
Did you say danimals?
No, the normal animals.
What word did you say before that?
Naked. Naked animals. It does sound like danimals, though.
So you didn't say danimals.
No. No, I might have. I don't know.
I thought he was talking about the yoga shit. And I was like,
yoga's
is there a
good.
naked cat character for them? Because I know they had like a giraffe and some other shit. I was like, was there a naked cat? But yeah, I think, aren't they called sphinxes?
I think so.
The sphinx cat?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're pretty chill.
They're unallergic.
Yeah.
You don't get allergic to them.
I mean, I'm like Eliza Thornberry and Dr. Dolittle had a baby.
Yeah.
You know who Eliza Thornberry is?
From the Thornberrys?
Okay, cool.
I've never seen the show. I just know.
Yeah, she could talk to animals. And shit.
Yeah.
It's the thing is weird in like this 10-year like gap, you know, like someone who's like, you know, early 30s to early 20s. We have a lot of like relatable shit that we all could like be friends over, but there is like a slight cultural disconnect where it's like you weren't really raised on like for real Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
You were like Zach and Cody.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like Drake and Josh, all that kind of stuff.
That was later.
Yeah.
Like we were fucking with Drake and Josh when they were on all that.
Yeah.
You know, like they were just doing skits. You know,
And the Amanda Show.
and the Amanda Show.
I vaguely remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so
I was like just really like young. Like you were a little older than me at that time. I remember it.
how do you know?
I'm be 30 next year.
Okay, yes, no, we're still in the same proximity. I'm 31, bro. I got 1 year on you.
I'm only 23.
I got 12 months on you.
Like just changed so much things. Like
Yeah, I mean, like,
Amanda Show and all that.
2001
It was, like,
babies?
my peak when I can remember stuff.
Yeah.
So you have like an extra year of remembering on me.
Imagine being like born in like fucking 2000 versus being born in 2002.
Yeah.
9/11 happened in between that, and the world was a different place after that. They're like, you better not have a fucking turban on.
Better
in
not
this
say
airport.
bomb in the airport.
So much changed.
Like, you better not have a fucking suspiciously heavy bag. Bitch, we're tackling you.
Yeah.
Like movies, music, everything.
You're not taking over shit with a box cutter today, bitch.
No.
Got more sense.
You can't have hand soap going to TSA. No.
I feel like a good like publicity run for George Bush would have been to, and this is just gonna be a wild joke, so get ready. Like he should just like went over to Iraq and just had just all these commercials of him just bitch slapping motherfuckers. Like just walk in, where's the guns, and just slap them, you know. And that would have been good for America, you know.
Yeah.
I think just to see like a superhero president type deal.
Yeah.
That was a wild statement. It was kind of half delusional and delirious, so nobody quote me on that.
I love those statements. Those
Yeah,
are like
I
what this
didn't really mean
podcast
that.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, yo, he really feels this way. I don't really feel that way.
Yeah.
It just seemed funny in my head to
Yeah. I think people can understand a joke. Some people can't though. Some people can't.
So-
Can't put out everything.
I
Yeah.
realized that I have the type of voice where people, anything I say, they just want to take it serious, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I am a nutcase. I'm like,
Yeah.
do not take everything serious.
I remember when I first met you, like you just talk, your voice just never changes no matter if you tell the truth.
That's what I'm
Or if
saying.
you tell a joke, so you just like,
Yeah,
alright.
yeah,
My ex was like, believed everything you said.
yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, nah, man. I have to let people know when I'm actually joking.
Yeah.
When it could be something said that's not PC.
So how long have you guys known each other?
A while,
For real?
like 5 years.
Yeah, something like
Almost
Really?
like about 4 or 5 years. Going on 5, but closer to 4.
we were around each other for like, cause he went to Harlem, and I never even knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a year older than me,
Oh.
so it's like
Yeah, we were there at the same
we
time.
missed each other.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because we're living in the same apartment complex.
Oh, okay.
I was there for a while. Then he had just came in because he was living with his then girlfriends.
Boo.
Where they had a spot together. I don't know anything about that. I was just living upstairs, bro.
I had found him on Apple Music when it was like top rap songs of summer or whatever, 2017 when I was with my ex.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it reminds me of Andre. Like, it was Darling, and that's still
Yeah.
one of their songs.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, I put him on my list, downloaded everything. I was like, okay. And then like a couple years later, he was at the apartment, and my ex was like, I found him on Facebook. His name's Floyd in the Sky. I was like, nah. Like, showed me, and I went and looked. I was like, and I looked at Apple. I was like, oh shit, that is him. And I've been talking to him for like a year, and I was like,
Hey,
oh my
man.
god, that's crazy.
He would just see me outside all the time, let my
Yeah.
dogs out.
I just felt like he was.
So you let the dogs out?
Yeah.
I felt
And
like
this
he was
morning.
already blown up or something, like in Atlanta or nothing. I didn't know he was
Yeah.
there
Mm.
Paul ain't got nothing like him.
Yeah.
I was the guy with like 2 big ass dogs that I just let them out back, man, because they wouldn't bother nobody.
Yeah.
Like the way the shit was set up, we were like, 3-story apartments. I was on the 2nd floor, he's on the 1st floor, and we had the steps, of course. And my dogs, I just open the door, they run out, they go down the back steps, and they just stay in the little back grass area. I'd sit out there watch them. They get done, I'd be like, all right, come on, and go back inside. All my neighbors got accustomed to that. They're like, oh, that's him with his dogs, but they're not gonna bother you for real. So.
Yeah, we can start whenever.
Yeah,
We've already been filming.
Okay, cool. Well,
So
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. It's episode 41 of the 7 Essential Podcast. You're the first rapper on the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's an honor. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. How did you get into rapping, and like when did you kind of get into it?
So I guess technically at the earliest, age where I could say like legit I was into rapping, like me doing the rapping, I was probably about had to be like 9 or 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like I was like 9 or 10, and when I first started writing like my own raps, I did an actual mock, like a shadow rap, I'm gonna call it. There was an artist named Lil Flip from Texas. He used to like call himself the Freestyle King. Well, he was known as the Freestyle King. Like he would always be freestyling shit. Yeah. T.I. ended his career, but
Yep. Rest in
we
peace.
all know what happened. But regardless, I truly appreciated his music, at that age. And I remember I went to the Barnyard Flea Market that we have here in Augusta, and I had bought my first bootleg CD. And it was a Lil Flip, CD. I don't even know what album it was, or if it was an album, it could have just been a mixtape. I don't know. But I had it, and it had like Sharpie marker written and said Lil Flip and whatever else. There was a song he had on there that I really liked, and I basically just took his exact cadence, and I just reused his cadence and, put my own raps in there. And that was like my first rap I sat down and wrote, and I was like 9. So if he said like, I don't know, in 1996 I was in junior high, saw a lot of shit, so I was glad to be alive. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
And I had, rewrote it, and I was like, in 1996 I was, at the age of 5, da-da-da-da-da, So I did the same thing, but that was me being like, I like doing this, let me try it.
Yeah.
So that's when it started, and then from there it just kept going.
Yeah. So you said that dude is from Texas. Do you know another Texas rapper by the name of Riff Raff at all?
Yeah, with all the fucking sharp ass teeth, looks like a fucking One Piece character. I mean, it's awesome. I love One Piece. So don't get me wrong, but there's like this fish man in One Piece in the first season, and he's a shark. Like that's the dude's character. And he was strong as shit. So no like disrespect to Riff Raff, but the motherfucker looks like him. Like with the sharp ass teeth. I'm like, bro, don't bite nothing. Like don't bite a fucking thing unless it's wearing like a helmet and knee pads, because you're gonna injure it.
Do you like Riff Raff, or do you listen to him?
No, I've never heard a single Riff Raff song.
I'll play one now.
Nah. Let's cancel that real fast. Because I think, my next statement was I think I might have heard one of his songs like several years ago, and my brain just deleted it from my memory. It was like, we're going to act like we didn't even hear that.
I lost IQ points listening.
Yeah. So you don't like him at all?
I mean, I enjoy his originality. I'm always a fan of someone who shamelessly will just be themselves. Like, dude, I don't care if you like what I'm doing or not. Like, I'm doing this because it really brings me joy. Like I have a role to play, and when I say I'm speaking for like an umbrella statement of just whoever this fits to, it's like, I have a role to play in this life that is unique to myself, and I refuse to dim, any bit of myself for anybody for their level of comfort. Either strengthen your comfort level, and open your mind to accept that people are different in all the ways that they present themselves, or don't come around me, So for Riff Raff, I don't know how this interview turned into Riff Raff talk, but
I love Riff Raff.
But for Riff Raff, I instantly see him, and I know that he's an individual that, admires himself and appreciates his, unique expression, so, no, I don't know any of his music, though.
Dang.
But just from when I've seen glimpses of him, like, on the internet and stuff, it's like, okay, seems like a cool dude.
So, you said you like One Piece. Do you watch any other anime? Or that's
yeah, I fucking love anime.
What's your top 3?
All right, so I typically don't like answering this question because my answer makes it seem like I don't watch anime. But it's because it's what I'm gonna say. They're valid answers. So my favorite anime is Naruto.
Okay.
That is my most favorite anime, just because it has so many great ingredients as far as the storyline, the details they give every character, and their backstory. They make every character you see on that screen while watching matter. You know, even if they're not relative to that exact episode, they'll have like a filler episode 2 seasons down the line that have a recall of like, remember that one random dude that was in the noodle shop when you were eating in episode 45? But he was a spy, you know, from the other village, and his heart was broken at the age of this, and that's why like they end up just giving the most random people backstories, and I love that because that's how life is.
Yeah.
You know, we all pass each other, you know, every single day, and we all feel like the main character, but in actuality, you know, it's like everyone is a main character, but sometimes you forget that.
Yeah.
You know, or society forgets that. And that's what I really like about Naruto. So that's my first one.
It has like deep characters that you can actually care about and relate to.
Yeah. So even if you thought this one person didn't matter and they were just an extra character, no, they'll have a whole episode later down the line that's like, this dude's a main character in his world. Like he's a. So I really enjoy Naruto. I really enjoy. How about I've been rewatching Pokemon lately. That's
really
weird. Like first generation Pokemon.
Really?
Like I used to love it when I was a kid, but when I was a kid I was just watching it just for the Pokemon aspect. I wasn't watching it for a story.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been revisiting that. And so again, I just named like 2 really commercialized mainstream ones, but it you know, it's good stuff. There's one called Noragami.
Noragami?
Yeah, Noragami. I think it's like origami with an N. I might have butchered that spelling, but we all understand.
Yeah.
But that one's a really dope one. It basically focuses on the Japanese realm of gods and them basically keeping structure on Earth from their, you know, deeds done in the spirit realm. And there's a god named Yato. And he used to be like this high and mighty warrior god, like badass dude, don't fuck with him. And something happened where like he lost followers or people stopped believing him or something.
Yeah.
And so he starts doing like odd jobs as a god to get his name up again. Like he's like in the real world, like taking janitor jobs and tagging his name in the bathroom so people know he exists.
Yeah.
He messed around and came in contact with this girl that like jumped in front of a bus and got knocked out of her body, but she didn't all the way die. And it gets complicated, but basically it's a spiritual tale of this god rising to glory again, you know, and him helping this girl and her pursuits and saving lost souls. It's a really cool one. I like Tokyo Ghoul. That was a dope one.
Yeah, that's my first one I ever watched.
Yeah, I don't like the second season they did. They could have kept that shit.
Yeah, I feel like when they, I don't even know, they turn into investigators or something, that was not good at all.
That shit was ass.
Yeah.
Like, because it didn't even make sense. And from other people that were more in touch with the story, like the manga, they would say, well, that's because they had a time skip. And I'm like, well, fucking, they should announce that, you know, instead of just being like, hey, the new season's out. And you jump in there and you're like, well, what happened? And wait, like, you're working with the people that tried to kill you? And it just, I don't know, man. So we're not going to talk about the bad part. Tokyo Ghoul original, I love that. Samurai Champloo, that's another good one.
Have you ever seen Gurren Lagann?
What is it called?
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann?
Gurren Lagann, yeah.
Gurren Lagann.
It's kind of older. It's only like 1 season. It's like 20-something
How you spell
episodes. It's Gurrenla.
I seems familiar. I gotta Google it. I gotta look up a picture.
Yeah, it's really good. It'll honestly make you want to run through a brick wall. Like I think the whole purpose of it is like self-motivation and stuff like that.
I'm all about that.
But yeah, it's really good. I still haven't finished it. But yeah, I think you should definitely check it out. I really did not think that we would get into anime because I've only ever seen 3 anime.
Fucking love anime, man.
I've only seen Tokyo Ghoul, One Punch, and Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I'm never watching One Punch ever again in my life. I tried it and I feel like that shit's just nauseatingly underwhelming.
Yeah, it was alright. I really liked it. I did rewatch it, which is rare because I never
watched it.
Yeah.
You did like it.
Yeah, I did.
You doubled back for it. You said, you know what, one time wasn't good enough.
Because it's like, is he really gonna kill everyone with just one punch? And then you're like, like everyone keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, no, there's no way he's gonna keep killing these people in one punch. And then he does. So it's like, the mystique is there, I guess. I don't
hate
know.
that. If you know what he's gonna do, why is it even interesting?
I don't know. The people keep getting bigger and bigger.
Like at least like with like other shows, if you're main characters and they power up. Every formation, they get like some new shit.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, just punching a motherfucker one time. It's like, oh, I wonder how this is gonna end. Bet he's gonna punch him. It's like all bets on he's gonna punch him. How many times?
Once.
It's
Yeah.
like, I bet you it's gonna happen.
I thought it was funny too. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I mean, I respect that. I'm not
Yeah.
watching it, but I respect that.
and you don't like Riff Raff or One Punch.
I did not say I don't like Riff Raff. I said he doesn't need to bite anything that's not wearing a helmet or knee pads. Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's funny. I didn't even mention your name, so
Oh, well, here we are.
yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Floyd in the Sky.
5 minutes after we started.
Here we are vibing on this beautiful podcast for you all.
Yeah, Floyd in the Sky. Yeah.
That's who I am. Check
Is
out
it in the or in the?
yeah.
In the.
We spell out everything how it's supposed to be, so we can not be misconstrued with anything else.
Yeah.
And we can reach as many people as we can. So just spell everything correctly. Check out the music, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, all that good stuff.
Yeah, your last album. How does it like not getting flagged on all the platforms? Was it Watch Something Maria? WatchTower?
WatchTower
Okay,
Maria, yeah.
They're like, there's literal. Oh yeah, their shirt. Sorry. I was like studying before you got here,
I
but
appreciate that.
I was like, how is it still on Spotify if the titties are out?
Because it's art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was it like an actual drawing or was it a picture?
That's a photo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a photograph.
Yeah, I saw the shirts at the live event. I thought it would be kind of fun to get that shirt and like wear it.
You want a shirt?
Maybe, yeah.
I got a shirt for you. What do you mean maybe? I got a shirt for you.
Yeah, I'll get one.
Yeah, when we're done, I'm
gonna wear it to Lowe's.
I got
That's
a
where I
shirt for
work.
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna wear it.
I'll make sure before I leave here. You have
Yeah.
a shirt for sure.
I need to make Sofa Session shirts.
Mhm.
It just says I heart the Sofa Sessions.
Do it.
Yeah, I know. It's just, where do you get your shirts made at?
So I tend to favor my homie Amber. She has a spot in the mall, the Augusta Mall.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's called like Augusta Custom shirts.
It's not the
I might be butchering that too, but
It's not the place in the middle, is it? Or they have their own shop?
no, it's in the middle of the mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she always looks out for me, and the quality's there, so
Yeah, that's
I
what's
tend
up.
to go there.
Yeah. Oh, I also saw at the at your show, the guys from Anbu, the shop. Do you know them pretty well?
Yeah, those are my best friends.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I used to go in there to get my tattoos by Brooke Ayers.
Yeah,
Do you
Brooke's
know her?
dope.
Yeah, she's
fucking
also been on
wild
the
sauce.
podcast.
Yeah, Brooke is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, she's cool. She's got her own shop now.
I know. Yeah, no,
That's dope.
I met her for the first time. Before me and her became friends, I met her. Hell, man, probably like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, because she was at Lucky 7.
Yeah.
All my homies were at Lucky 7 at that point. They were just like interning and stuff and just starting up. But then everybody leveled up and they opened up their own spot a couple doors
Yeah.
down, and Brooke was there, so we were able to reconnect there. But she's amazing,
Yeah, she's really good.
and her tattoo skills are fire.
Yeah, they are expensive, but I mean, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely get what you pay for.
Yeah, I see a lot of people with like really bad tattoos or like full forearm, and they're like, "Yeah, I got it for $150." I'm like,
it looks
it
like
shows.
you got it for $150, man. Like, good for you, man.
Yeah, I've never understood like going to someone's basement to get tattooed.
Yeah, no, that's how you end up like with an infection that makes like
Losing
your
an
eyeball
arm.
fall out or something. It's like, how the fuck does eye fall out? You got a $150 tattoo from some dude in the fucking Circle K bathroom. He had a fucking staple gun hooked up to a lawnmower engine.
Yeah.
And
I can't say much though. I did get a stick and poke with one of my friends in New Mexico in our room. It was a number 2 pencil with a sewing needle, and it was just like wrapped around the end of it, and it was not fun. It sucked. Everything was clean.
I was just in my head laughing at how the way you started describing the setup. It was like initially a play off of what my jokes sound like, but you were being serious. And
I
I
was being serious.
was like, okay, you got like 3 different random objects strapped to each other with some source
Yeah,
of
it was-
energy. So where'd you get this engine from? A fucking iron. It's like, well, irons have engines in them.
Yeah. So do you know how to fly like a plane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. I've seen on Instagram. That's dope.
Yeah. I'm a student pilot right now at Daniel Field. So
Is that expensive?
it's pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking expensive. Like I'm actually debating on opening a OnlyFans,
Really?
or something. Cause we need some more money. Like what y'all want to see? Feet pics? Y'all into armpits or something? What weird shit y'all like?
Yeah.
Like
Armpit hair. Come on, we got
Yeah.
something.
I was like, oh, speaking of pussy, so
He said bussy.
yeah. You said what?
Bussy.
I think it's a pussy.
Boy pussy.
Oh, I heard pussy, so I'm gonna stay with that.
Yeah.
So, look, there's been several album covers before that featured nudity,
Really?
and that's how like I think you can look at something and you can tell if it's tasteful art or if it's just like a lustful clusterfuck of hey sex.
Yeah.
No shade, but like Two Live Crew. Yeah, like so like Two Live Crew. When you see their covers, like when they would have like nudity or like mostly exposed naked bodies, their shit was definitely like you could see it, and it's just an agenda of like sex,
Yeah.
ratchet sex. Let's get it, like turn that shit up, get naked, and that's cool. That's a vibe too. But I was inspired by Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland, his original album artwork, and that featured like a room full of, I don't know, maybe like 15 topless women, and it just looked amazing.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be able to like make my own version of that. And so that was like the fuel for it. And I saw this other album cover. It was called like, I don't know, man, Milk Chocolate or something like that. It was an old school record, and it featured a topless woman and like a see-through silhouette type of, I don't know what to call it, but it was like some sort of like fabric that was like very see-through. So you could
chainmail.
No,
like
it
with the
wasn't
Nice
chainmail.
War.
I know what chainmail is. It was chainmail. That actually is kind of awesome though.
That'd be kind of dope. Yeah, Joan the Arc. Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that. But
yeah.
So when I even went into this idea of how I wanted to present the album, I wanted to make sure that it could be perceived as art and not just like some, I don't know, sleazy thing.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm doing it for a reason. I really wanted to emphasize just the beauty and feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really why I like did that. That's why the girls aren't like in a position of like a prop. They're not like a prop or anything like that. And I'm actually in the back of the picture. Like they're the forefront. So I'm not like, hey, look at me, I'm important.
Yeah.
These women that are helping me aren't. It's like, no, like look at them. Like y'all look at them. I'm back here, but look at them.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to like put them on a pedestal.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when did you, I guess, start officially like posting your raps and stuff? Like 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
Nah, man, this has been a long journey. So, like I said, I started writing raps when I was like 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
When I got into middle school, that's when like all the boys in my class would be freestyling at the end of class when we had extra time and stuff. And I was like, man, they don't even know I could rap, because I didn't even look like I could rap or anything cool, because I was like this short, chubby kid with glasses and braids and every bit of like a black nerd is what I looked like, back when I was 11. And I remember I made a point to write some fire ass shit, and I said, now I'm going to go back to school, and when they start rapping at the end of class, I'm going to go back there and join them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show them what I got. And so I did that shit, and it blew their fucking mind, and they're like, whoa, like what, Floyd could rap? And I was like, yeah, I am good at this, aren't I? And so that gave me like my first kick of validation.
Yeah.
And so from there, even if I didn't like rap publicly, I would just always in class, just writing raps in my notebook, speed up that story to like the later years of middle school. For me, I was then very interested in how to record. Like, how do you record a song? How I would listen to the radio, I would buy CDs. I'm like, how does this even happen? Like, I don't even understand. My brain couldn't fathom.
Yeah.
How do you record a record and make it sound like how it sounds? And so I used to do silly stuff like I would burn a beat CD, off of like LimeWire or BearShare or whatever, the platform was where you could download shit and instrumentals, and I would literally put the CD inside of like a CD player, and I would get a tape recorder, and I would try to hold the tape recorder like far enough away from the speakers where the music isn't too loud and not too close to me, so I'm not too loud and I could rap, and it'd be like a good balance. That was my first efforts of like trying to figure out how to make songs. And then that turned to me freestyling for my friends all the time when they requested someone drop a beat, and it's like, all right, Floyd, go ahead and get that shit, and I'd start rapping. And so all my friends just started like loving me, because they're like, yeah, he raps whenever, like, and he's good at it, And so that pushed into high school, and I just kept on working on it. And then when I was 16, I was in Harlem. I was going to Harlem High School, and I had a friend, and I had pulled him into the freezer. We were inside a culinary arts class. You remember that? culinary arts class at Harlem with was it Miss Howard?
Yeah, middle school or
High school, Harlem
when
High.
I got to high school, they already shut that thing down.
I think her name was Miss Howard. That could be Cap. That might not be her name, but she was a really nice white lady.
Shout out Miss Howard.
Yeah, shout out Miss Howard. Especially not for like not writing me up. That one time I cooked eggs in class without asking. It was my first day. Like it was my first day. I'm gonna get back to this rapping in the freezer story, but I have to tell you this. So like, literally, it's my first day in this culinary arts class, and it's a real thing. Like you go into the classroom set up like a restaurant with booths. In the back of that classroom was a huge like kitchen, like a for real,
Yeah.
you know, Gordon Ramsay kitchen up in this thing.
It's crazy. It had booths.
Yeah,
That's
it
what's
was
up.
booths. Our
Still there.
yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, our desks were booths. Like we would sit in booths, you know, for fucking,
Yeah.
you know, classwork, and it was weird, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get in that class. It's my first day. I'm hungry as fuck because I didn't eat breakfast, and I tell this kid named Darrell. I was like, "Yo, Darrell, I'm hungry." He was like, "Bro, why don't you go in there and cook you an egg?" And then I was like, "I could just do that." He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know how to cook eggs, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Just go in the kitchen and cook your fucking egg, then, man." And so I go in the kitchen. And I'm cooking this egg, bro. I'm cooking the fuck out this egg. Like, I'm just in that bitch. I got a pan. I got the
best egg you've ever eaten.
Bro, I'm like cooking the shit out this egg. And then Darrell's there with me over my shoulder watching me cook this egg because he wanted some. So I'm cooking eggs for both of us. And Miss Howard's just like hovering over my shoulder. I just noticed like the room just got ominously quiet.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just cooking this egg and I feel Darrell's presence, you know, and then out of nowhere it felt like I had nobody there. And so I look to see who's here, and Miss Howard's over my fucking shoulder, just staring at me like you're in trouble. I look over this way, Darrell's gone, and then I look back at
He
Miss.
left you.
Yeah, he got the fuck out of there. And so I look at Miss Howard, and all I do is I'm cooking this egg. I look at her, I said, Darrell told me I could cook this egg. And I look back, and I'm just, I kept cooking that shit, man. And then she was like, "No, you can't just fucking just cook whatever the fuck you want, man." And instead of coming down super hard on me though, like I could tell she was trying to make a note of like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But then after that, she like comforted me and she was like, "But if you're ever in here and you're just hungry, just let me know." Because I think at that point that she saw me as like this impoverished black kid from Africa that never had a meal in his life. She was like, "You know, I don't want to deprive you of food."
Yeah.
You know, that might not be what she was thinking.
Did you get to eat the egg though?
I ate the fuck out that egg.
Did Miss Howard eat it?
She didn't eat it. I ate it.
Was it
Darrell
good?
didn't get none. Fuck him.
Yeah.
He abandoned me on the mission.
Yeah. Look where he's at now. Darrell. Yeah.
I don't know where he's at.
Yeah. I don't either.
Hope he's doing fine.
Yeah.
With all the eggs he wants.
Yeah.
But oh fuck. Okay. So I'm wrapping in the freezer. I get my friend. I got these dope ass raps. I just wrote. I'm like, bro, come in the freezer so I can wrap this shit to you. Cause that's the only place in class I can like do that and we not get in trouble.
It's got a good reverb too.
I don't know, cause you
No?
kind of just hear the fan.
Oh yeah.
The big
yeah.
fan in those freezers going.
Dang.
But anyway, we're in there fucking freezing our asses off, and I'm like, I'm like rapping this shit, and he was like, dude, I gotta get you to come to, you know, my boy Petey's studio out in Harlem, and I was like, he got a studio? That blew my mind because I never been to one, and so I pulled up to that, and fast forward that story, I recorded my very first mixtape ever there. And that was called The Resume. And I was going, you know, I was a kid, so I was going by a whole different name. It was F Dirty at the time. And I kept getting validation. Every time I would make the music, people liked it and they received it. And so that made me understand, like, nah, you're really good with this. Like, you actually have a gift for real. And so I would just keep working on it, man. And then when I was about, 19, 20, I had came out with this big song called Mr. Martian, and I got that on the radio here in Augusta, Georgia, and I started getting a lot of local recognition for that. You know, everyone loved that song, and I had a manager at the time named Nora Gordon, and so, you know, she was helping me move that record around, and, you know, worked on that for a bit, came out with some more stuff, but I got the name F Dirty, you know, like in a good standing in the city. People knew who I was, or like, he does good music, cool. All right, so now fast forward in the story to when I was like, I'd say like 21, 22, started going through some life changes, moved out of my parents' house, got in a relationship with a girl, and we moved in together. She had a kid. I didn't know if I was a stepdad or not. It all happened so quick.
Yeah.
That was a struggle. Cause I was 21, man, you know, and all this just happened. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Went broke, didn't have any like money to record, and it was like a whole like meltdown of everything that, I thought I knew about myself or whatever, to have to be put in a space to resculpt it and mold it and really figure out what we are and where we're going.
Yeah.
So after that turbulent time between 21 and about 24, where I hadn't recorded really much of anything, I reestablished myself, and I came back renamed as Floyd in the Sky. And so the brand Floyd in the Sky, that probably popped out in like 2017.
Okay.
So like, what's that, like 5-6 years?
I can't count.
Something like that.
6, yeah.
Yeah. So like 6 years. And once I did, once I re-announced myself as Floyd, or once I represented myself as Floyd in the Sky, the music behind it was different than anything I was able to do as F Dirty. Like, I had a whole different mindset, a whole different like box of inspiration. I was listening to a lot of classic rock. I got into Jimi Hendrix real hard. I got into Stevie Ray Vaughan real hard. Eric Clapton real hard. Fleetwood Mac. I got into just so much shit that I just never was really. Who?
Riff Raff.
Nah. So much shit that I just didn't really think to look into, when I was younger, like when I was a kid. So, now it's like that shit's up, Floyd in the Sky vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like your struggles that you had to go through that's what made you Floyd in the Sky and like made you get better?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like, and it's, I would say, and it wasn't just that one pocket of time, like that little part between 22 and 25, like I was saying, is just the whole thing, like my whole journey, has equated to this moment, because that's what momentum is, right? It just builds and builds and builds on itself.
It's like snowballs.
Exactly. So, now people that are just now getting acquainted to me, they're thinking like I'm just like this new thing that just popped up out of nowhere, like, 2 years ago. But in all honesty, it's like, no, as far as the Augusta music scene, I've been doing this, for like over a decade. I just had a different name, and that's why I was able to carry over my fan base into my new brand, so kind of like when there was a company, like how cell phone carriers merge. There used to be a company called like Singular. You remember that? They had like an orange logo.
Yeah, they might still have it. My grandma, I think, used to use it recently.
I don't think they have that no more.
Or like Virgin Mobile, I don't think they have that anymore.
Nah, like, well, and it's like these companies, like, they'll basically turn into another company.
Yeah.
But whoever they had on their service, they just transfer them over.
Yeah.
Like that just happened with me with Sprint and T-Mobile.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
I was with Sprint, and then T-Mobile was like, let us just be the thing. Sprint was like, all right, here's all of our, fan base and followers.
Yeah.
So from F Dirty, it was like, hey, everyone who's like supporting this, artist from Augusta named F Dirty, he's grown. He is making even better music now. Take all of this energy, put it into that bucket of Floyd in the Sky now.
Yeah.
So versus me just popping up as a new artist, and it seems like I just have people that love my music out of nowhere. It's like, no, like a lot of these people are people who have been watching me since I was F Dirty, and they were able to just come along with me.
Yeah. So you've done a lot of shows like locally in Augusta?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever like ventured out or like went on tour or anything?
Yeah. So I actually was doing the opposite thing, where I was doing more shows outside of Augusta than I actually was in Augusta, for a few years.
Yeah.
I went up north to like DC, and I've done a gig with Gorilla Zoe. I went on tour with QC DJs, and we had went to, I want to say it was North Carolina, and then from there we went to Tennessee. There was 2 cities in Tennessee that we had did, and then we did another stop in Columbia. No, was it Columbia? Yeah, in Columbia. So I went on tour with QC DJs. That's happened. I was performing a lot in Atlanta at Stankonia Studios. They have a nice stage there. I was performing at what's the other spot? Our Bar, OUR Bar. That's in Atlanta. So, I would do this thing where I was performing in everywhere but Augusta. Trying to like cast his net and like scoop everything in. Yeah. But I didn't really like how that was working out, because I feel like it was so touch and go. It's like, are you really leaving a good enough, like if I go to one city, like just randomly, and I'm introducing them to my music, if I can't do that consistently, then it, in my mind, I could be wrong, but just the way it feels, it's like, I don't know if that was impactful enough. Yeah. So now my focus is just do Augusta, 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 you know? And I would like to become a type of thing where, and I'll still go and travel and do shows elsewhere, but my main thing is I would like to become a thing here in this city where people that live in other places will literally travel here just to come see the thing that exists here.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to see the arch, you got to go to, you know, St. Louis.
Yeah.
If you want to see the Eiffel, you got to go to, you know, Europe.
If
It's
you want
like,
to see Floyd, you got to come to Augusta.
yeah, you want to see Floyd, like for real, you got to come to Augusta then.
It's more than the Masters.
It's going to be more than the Masters. It's going to be on par with it. Like,
Yeah.
really where I want to take this to, it's going to be a damn big thing. I'm already happy with how things have gone so far.
Yeah.
You know, with the Floyd in the Sky brand, but the vision isn't satiated yet.
Yeah.
Like there's still more details that I have to, you know, make appear. And one thing that I really do love about making music and the whole journey is that the magic is truly when you understand all this that's happening is stuff that was in my head.
Yeah.
And now it's tangible things that, you know, I brought to the physical realm. You know, I saw the album cover in my head. You know, I brought it to the physical realm. I didn't know who was going to be on the album cover with me, but I knew what I wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
You know, and I made it happen. You know, I knew what I wanted the show at Gransky's to look like. I made it happen. I knew what I wanted. So it's like when you have it in your head, it's dope. But when you can give it to other people and it's like a thing that they can, you know, interact with too now, it's like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Somebody said a quote to me one time that I'll never forget because it changed the way I looked at everything. But everything around you is an idea.
Yeah.
This chair I'm sitting in, somebody was thinking of this shit and they were like, draw it up. You know, now I'm sitting on it. You know, same thing for this mic, same thing for the TV. Like, all these are ideas that existed somewhere that you can't touch, that someone put forth the effort to make it exist here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. I feel like people don't get a lot of credit for like being creative to like bring something out of your mind and like bring it out and then show people.
Yeah.
Because that's what the podcast is. That's what your music is. That's what the Black Sheep is. I mean, it's really, like you said, it's literally everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that takes a lot of work too, I feel like, to like make nothing out of something and then for people to like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's pure, you know, creation.
Yeah.
Right there. So, but yeah, that's the vision, man. Like to really become a staple name and a staple occurrence, you know, in Augusta for anyone who visits. You know, they'll know about Floyd in the Sky and the music and why Augusta celebrates it. And you know, and I say Floyd in the Sky, but when I say that, it's like not me as the individual, but the energy around the creation.
Yeah, like a community.
Yeah, you know, so because I'm able to step outside of myself and be a fan too. You know, just like anybody else. Is like I can't just take credit for the talents that I have. It's like, sure, you know, skill comes into it, but I do have you know, just a God-given talent.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, my phone keeps on going off. But
that's okay. I know you're popular.
But but I do just have a God-given talent that I've been able to, you know, craft and mold to be more pristine. But I just can't take all the credit for it. So sometimes when I get these ideas and I do a song that's really impressive, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I made that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I really have to take a step back. And so I'm able to be a fan outside of myself. And that's why I think I'm able to move around the city how I can. Because I'm like, I like what I'm doing too, y'all. Like, this is pretty cool shit. Like, we should support this. You know, it's like, you know, like, I'll call it if I do some bullshit. You know, like, not even music related, but like, as a person, if I do some bullshit, I'm like, yeah, y'all, that was some fucking boo boo. Like,
disregard that last message.
Let's not get behind that, you know. But you know, when I do amazing shit and I'm able to see it how other people are seeing it, I'm like, yeah, no, this is something we should all celebrate. So
yeah,
I would like for Floyd in the Sky to be a big staple thing.
Yeah,
here in Augusta.
And when an artist is like 100% like in their groove, kind of doing like what they want to do and happy that they're doing it, I think that's really cool too, because they like the fans notice that and they even get that behind that even more. Yeah. So yeah.
Like, so that's my thing. Like, I do enjoy creating this lifestyle of like this figure that just does everything. It's like, so this motherfucker just, you know, did a concert. He has a fire-ass album. This motherfucker is now flying a plane around the city in the sky. You never know it when he's up there, like, looking down at shit. You know, it's like fucking Batman.
Yeah, you could have flown in here.
It's right, you
Got
know.
enough room for it.
It's like, so he's doing that. It's like, wait, so this motherfucker's raising 5, 100-pound dogs. You know, how's he doing that? So this motherfucker's like, yeah, I like popping up everywhere in the city. I like I like living multiple lives in one lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really digging that right now because that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. It feels like there's so many different facets that you know, are really being like put on display. Where it's like, yo, that's really cool, and I like to do it not for myself, but to show other people like what
It's
could be done.
possible.
It's like
Yeah.
fucking do it. If you got a vision, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, worst thing that could happen is someone says they don't like it, and that's not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, like
At least you know what not to do.
exactly. So you know,
Some people will lie to you and say that stuff is good, but it's actually crap.
there's so much talent, you know, in
Yeah.
Augusta when it comes to clothing brands, when it comes to artists that paint, when it comes to musical artists, when it comes to engineers and people who are visual. How can I say it? I want to say a visual sculptist, but that's my fancy way of saying photographer.
Yeah.
You know, you have people that are like they have an eye, you know,
Mhm.
and they're really out here taking these phenomenal pictures of our city every day that I see on Instagram, and I really would love to just highlight all of it, man. Like, there's no reason why Augusta shouldn't be recognized as a major city.
Yeah.
So
It's top 3 in Georgia.
it better be.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit behind Savannah, but just because of population.
I'm glad you said that because I was trying to figure out, I was like, who's the third one? But I got you. Okay, so you got Augusta, Atlanta, Savannah. Those are the big ones in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of times in like really anybody's career, there's like breakthroughs or like big breaks. Have you had a few of them, or like what are some that you want to get into?
So you mean like pivotal moments in the journey so far?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like a big break.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
I don't know if there's ever a big break. I just think there's like a lot of micro fractures.
Yeah.
You know, so that's all the big break ever is. It's like
Mhm.
tons of shit had to crack, and then eventually it gave way. So for me, it was multiple occurrences, and I'm trying to like trace it all back to like what was the first one. I think the first one would have been my record 10 years ago called Mr. Martian. I think that was the first one because I was able to give me a spotlight, in the city where people were like, hey, pay attention to this. And then probably, so becoming on the radio, getting on the radio, that's why I mentioned Mr. Martian for. So getting on the radio, that was the first one. The next time I felt like something really magnificent happened was I had did a show at Humanity House downtown when I had made, came out with the name Floyd in the Sky. I did my first EP, self-entitled, and I did the show there at Humanity. And that, at the time, was the biggest show I had ever did. And I think that was another, really, really good moment, for my music career. And so then after that, the next big moment, I feel like, was when I became a part of this organization called Playlist Academy up in Atlanta, where basically it's an artist development thing where they just sharpen you. You know?
Really?
Yeah, so you join up with them. It's like you amongst 15 to 20 other artists. At least it feels that way. Maybe it's like 10 other artists, but when you're in it, it's like 50 of us. But they get all y'all together. Everyone's working on their own stuff, but they get y'all shows, every week in the city of Atlanta, and that really helped my performance. And you get a lot of connections through there, depending on how you move and what your music is like. But from that situation, when I tried out for Playlist Academy, actually, let me back up a step. I went to Stank On You to perform for the Coalition DJs. Mm-hmm. That's what I did. And that was at Stank On Your studio. So I'm performing for Coalition DJs. They're giving me all this feedback and musical reviews. They're hearing my music. All this was, a catalyst because in the crowd there was a guy named DJ And, and so he hit me up and, the story's all over the place, man, because I haven't had to recap it in a while. There's a step missing. Okay.
It's all good.
Performed for Coalition DJs. After that, I had met, how did I get into Playlist Academy? All right, so there's a guy named Renegade that people should know about in Atlanta. He records Killer Mike, he records Big Boy, he records, all of them. He's like the engineer at Stank On Ya. Yeah. And I feel like what happened was he was having a party. So this is how it happened. He was having a party at Stank On Ya. I don't know if it was his party or what, but they were having an event and he was promoting it. And it was called a playlist party. And I showed up for it. And when I got there, man, there was somebody on the stage rocking. It was a girl. Her name was E Chapo. And I just fell in love with her voice. I was like, yo, she's up there killing that shit. She was rocking, crowds rocking. I was like, this is fucking dope, And all it did was just fuel me. And I was like, I got to get on the stage. I was like, I don't know what the fuck, how, but I'm going to go talk to somebody. I went to go talk to Renegade. And I was like, yo, Renegade, what up? He's like, what up? You know, we're familiar with each other. And I was like, how can I get on that stage tonight? And he was like, I don't know, man. He was like, it's already a preset list of, you know, artists performing. And he was like, what you was trying to do? Like what? Like one song? I was like, bro, one song's all I need. He was like, all right, I'm going to see what I could do. So then he was like, all right, you got one song. he comes back to me. He's like, you got one song. And then next thing you know, the host of the evening, her name was Ansley. She was like, looking for Floyd in the Sky. You know, she calls me out of the crowd. I come up there and I do my thing. I performed a song called Flight of the Owl from one of my earlier projects. And that's when there was a cat in the crowd named DJ. He heard me. He reached out to me on Instagram and he was like, yo, there's this thing called Playlist Academy. You should try out for it. You know, I'm sure that you'll get in. Your music's fucking dope. You need to do that. So I asked him how to do it. I do it. Playlist Academy's like, yeah, come join us. Get up in here.
Yeah.
And now they're putting me around Atlanta. I'm circulating the city. And from there, you know, I booked a studio session with Renegade. And, you know, we're in the recording. Or he's mixing my records for me. I want him to touch up on some records for me. And just so happened that on that same day, Big Boy from Outkast had a interview for something, you know, at Stank On Ya. So me and him were both in the building at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And everyone loves to, you know, equate my sound to Andre 3000 sound. And so, I guess Big Boy had, you know, heard of me or caught wind of that, and he just wanted to check out, you know, what I sound like. And so I remember he came into the room with what the fuck am I trying to tell you? He came to the studio room, like not the booth, but just the engineer room.
Yeah.
And I remember I was looking at the keyboard. Renegade looked at me. He looked at the door. He saw Big Boy just came in. He looked back at me. He did like this head gesture, like, you know, like look that way.
Yeah.
And so I looked. I saw his Big Boy, and I was like, oh, that's really awesome. So I go over there, you know, and I introduce myself, shake his hand, and then I, you know, promptly turned back around and went back to work because, you know, something that I learned that's really important is when you're establishing yourself as a figure, you know, in these realms, you can't, you know, dim out in the shadow of another figure. So I say that to say humbly, respectfully, and politely, like, even if I'm meeting, you know, Big Boy, even if I'm meeting, you know, Jermaine Dupri, even if I'm meeting whoever there is to meet that we all recognize to be like heavy hitters in the game,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that moment go by without them understanding that they're meeting me as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not finna fanboy out and be like, oh my God. It's like, no, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I do my thing really good too. You know, and that's why I'm here. So that was a pivotal moment too. So I'm giving you all these micro fracture moments.
Yeah.
You know, because all of it added up to something. So now I'm rocking shows in Atlanta. And that was a good look. My manager hits me up one day. He's like, yo, guess who hits me up and wants to do a song with you? I'm like, who? He's like, Gorilla Zoe. Bro, when I was a kid, like when I was like a teenager, I used to fucking love Gorilla Zoe.
Yeah.
You know, still do. But like, he was like this legendary thing in my world, you know, when I was 15. He had a song with Lil Wayne called Lost. You remember that song?
I never heard it, no.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah. Bro, and so I fell in love with that record, and never did I think I was like gonna meet him and blah, blah, blah. I didn't really take it serious. I thought like, okay, you know, people talk a lot in this industry. I'm not going to put much weight on it. Gorilla Zoe wants to do a song. I'm not going to think much of it. Next thing you know, I'm on a fucking plane to Orlando, Florida, flying to his house.
Yeah, that's
you know?
what's up.
And I get to his house, and that was a vibe. Fast forward that story, so I don't talk y'all head off because I'll do it. I remember Gorilla Zoe was like, yo, y'all hungry? And I was like, yeah, we've been traveling all day. You know, I ain't really eat nothing. He was like, well, what you like to eat? He's a really nice dude, man, solid dude. He's like, what y'all like to eat? And I was like, I like seafood. He was like, seafood? And it's like 1 a.m. I'm like, where the fuck am I going to get seafood from, you know, in Orlando at 1 a.m? Probably a place, but I'm not from there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But Gorilla Zoe goes down to the kitchen. He was like, okay, I know what I'm finna do. He said, I'm finna make y'all some shrimp salads. And so now he's down in the kitchen, and I just hear him pots clanking and shit. And I'm like, I'm going to go downstairs with him, you know, and go pick his brain. And I see his layout, and he has like tiny shrimp. He has jumbo shrimp. He's got like all these fresh veggies he's chopping. Yeah. He's like going to work, like, you know, and in my head, I'm just mind blown because I'm like, I would have never thought I'd be in Gorilla Zoe's kitchen and he'd be like making a salad for me. This is some wholesome stuff right here. Like, You know, that was like a part of a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know that was my dream, but
Yeah.
this is really awesome. So another micro fracture moment. So then, you know, me and him just started structuring a really good friendship. And the next morning, we all woke up and we had to go to the store for like backwoods or something.
Mm-hmm.
He needed soda, I needed backwoods or whatever he needed. But now it's just me and Gorilla Zoe, and we're in his truck just driving, and we're talking about clouds. We're talking about nature, spirituality.
Yeah.
We're not talking about nothing music related. We're just vibing. And I love that because sometimes industry people could just be shallow, you know, have a motive, or it's really cool when you just meet someone that has accolades that don't walk around like the accolade. It's like, you know, they're just a person. Dude.
Yeah, it's like we're all human. Like, it's crazy people put, you know, celebrities on a pedestal, but like they put their pants on the same way I do.
Exactly.
One leg at a time.
Just doing my shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes not as good, and I'm hard on myself, but, you know, I struggle mentally, just like, so, you know, so that was another micro fracture, reeling it back into Georgia. Now I'm in Atlanta, my name's circulating. I was supposed to be meeting up with the A&Rs for somewhere at Sony Records. Sony has a studio in Atlanta.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that because this shit's like private as hell. It's like, it's Sony, and you wouldn't even know it's there unless you know it's there. And it's like in this big ass gate that has like a key fob, and it's a whole thing, you know. So anyway,
you just exposed them.
I mean, not really. Atlanta has so many back roads with gates and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I just named a place that looks like every place, and that's why you don't know it's there, because it looks like just everything else is there. You know, until you get on the inside, and you're like, oh shit, this is here.
It's legit.
So I'm inside Sony all day, man, waiting for a dude named Michael Jackson to get there. Not that Michael Jackson. He was already dead. But
rest in peace.
A different Michael Jackson. He was I don't want to mispronounce like what his position was, but he was, I think he like was a publisher for CeeLo Green or something like that. I could be messing that up, so don't quote me on that. But he was somebody.
Yeah.
Supposed to be meeting with him so he could hear my music. Okay, cool. He was running late. So we was there for like 8 hours, just kicking it on Sony's couch, drinking their water, smoking our weed.
Did the water taste better than like peasant water, or it was king water?
I mean, I don't know. I was kind of hungry, so the water really was just there. I was like, I wish I had some food up in here. Like, we was there all day, and I had been in Atlanta like from home for like 4 days, so I was just, I don't know. I was in a different mindset, bro. I was like, let's meet whoever we're here to meet, you know, and let's get out of here. But anyway. So here I am at Sony Studios. We're just playing my album on repeat. Different A&Rs and stuff are walking by, and they're hearing it. They're like, yo, whose shit's this? And now people want to talk to me because they're like, okay, you did this? That's dope. Da-da-da. Okay, cool. Now I get the invite after Michael Jackson gets there, and, you know, they hear my music, and he was like, you know, what y'all doing tomorrow? And he talked to me and my manager at the time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're supposed to be back in Augusta tomorrow. Like, we're supposed to be back in Augusta now. You know, like, but what's up? He was like, y'all want to come back to the studio tomorrow and, you know, record some stuff and meet some of the other artists and this, that, and the third? Mm-hmm. It's like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So come back to the studio. And all this, I'm telling you all this for a reason. So now, the next day comes, I'm at Sony Studios. I'm helping out some, you know, with another artist I met there. He's recording something. I lay down a verse, da-da-da. My manager comes in the room and gets me. He's like, yo, there's somebody I want you to meet. I'm like, okay. I walk into this other room, and there's this guy there. He's like, man, I love your music. That shit's great. And it's crazy because, like, you look how you look and you sound how you sound, but you're your own individual. He was like, you remind me of my boy 3K so much. Like, and that's my guy. Like, I know him. He was like, and your shit's dope. And no disrespect, like, you're your own unique individual. And I could hear that. He was like, and it's just crazy that, you know, you do what you do and you're a real thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks, man. And I was like, and he had told me his name, but I forgot because he just kept, you know, like he was telling me so much information. And I was like, what's your name? You know, because he was saying he wanted to work with me and do music and stuff. I was like, well, what's your name? And he was like, I'm Mr. DJ. And then he was like, okay, now what's your name? And I was like, I'm Floyd in the Sky. He was like, okay, I want to make music and like, and so I was like, all right. I didn't take it serious, and I didn't even know who I was meeting at the time, you know, because I meet so many people who are like, let's make a record, you know, you hear it so much, and you never know who to take serious and who not take serious, so eventually you do get desensitized where you're just like, all right, you know, sure, man, we can do something.
Let's make a record.
Yeah, you know, but sure as shit, you know, he followed up with it, so me and my manager get in the car. My manager was like, my manager at the time, he's not my manager no more, but he was like, you don't even know who you just met, do you? I was like, no. He was like, dude, that's Mr. DJ. He was like, that's David Sheets. He was like, that's the guy that made the beat for Sorry Miss Jackson. He was like, that's the guy that, like, he starts naming all the shit he did. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that, you know? And so maybe like a week or two went by. He ended up sending one beat. I recorded a song to it, sent it back. He loved it. And he was like, we got to do more of these. And I was like, all right, bet. So now I'm driving up to his house. And so I drive up to his house. And he plays like a couple beats, and I just start picking, you know, which ones I want to rock with.
Yeah.
And I start coming up with ideas for him. He's bobbing his head. We're doing the whole thing. And we're kicking it off to a really good start of a creative process. Then we never went into the fill each other out, pick each other's brain part.
Yeah.
You know, we're just like music. So I paused the whole thing, and I was like, hey, man, I got a question. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, what's it like to hold a Grammy? Like, what's it like to get that?
Yeah.
Like, what does that moment feel like? And then he was like, I'll show you. And so he gets up and he leaves the room and he comes back with this Grammy in his hand.
That's
and he
crazy.
just hands it to me. And I like got the Grammy, and the first thing that happened in my head, I was like, this shit's heavier than I thought it would be. And it was funny because now I see why the celebrities I've seen get these awards, some of them have mentioned that on stage while receiving it. They're like, this thing got some weight to it, you know? It's like, for such a small object, you know, it's like the size of a coffee pot, you know, relatively. It had some damn weight to it. So I'm like, wow. Here I am holding a Grammy. And the Grammy that it was for the album Stankonia from Outkast. He had got it because he did so much production, you know, for them. And because he has a production group with Andre 3000 called Earth Tone 3, I believe. I believe it's Earth Tone 3. It's definitely Earth Tone.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this Grammy was Album of the Year. So not rap album of the year, not country, not rock. Just this is the Grammy of Grammys.
That's big time.
This is album of the year. Like, that's fucking
Grammy.
crazy.
Yeah.
And this is the first one I got to hold. So that was a micro fracture moment, you know, with just like more affirmation that I'm doing the correct thing to get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
And the humbling part is with the God-given talent that I have, I've only been allowed in these rooms with the things in my mind. I didn't get in these rooms because somebody said, hey, plant him in that room. Like, I'm not an industry plant.
Yeah.
I didn't get in this room because my uncle is somebody's fucking brother that owns, you know, Rockefeller. No, I got in all these rooms because it's just my mind.
Yeah.
And how I saw the world and wanted to talk about it and write about it and how I compute music. So that was a good humbling and, you know, strengthening, you know, thing that happened too. That was another catalyst moment. So me and him recorded like 4 fucking, you know, songs that night. He passed out in the studio while I was recording because he's like older and tired, and you know, it was late. He was high.
He's tired.
Yeah, you know, it's like so he gets the session, he books it, and once I go in the booth, he just like in the corner, he just clocked out. He was just and he like wake up from time to time, he hear what I'm doing, he like bob his head, and he like pass the fuck back out. And
He'd rock himself back to sleep.
I was like, this is nuts. But yeah, man, so that's a cool dude too that I had met. So that was another catalyst moment. You know, there was a few of them that happened. You know, me opening up for Goody Mob, you know, when they came here to perform in Augusta.
Oh yeah.
That was another great catalyst moment. Like, I never thought I was gonna be opening up for Goody Mob. You know, they're fucking legends. So shit like that, man. It's just been all these microburst moments that have just fueled the momentum of everything I got going.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So I apologize I didn't just have one answer for a
good.
breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
Because it's just been so many. It's been the whole journey, a collective, you know, effort.
It's like in a racing game where you're going and there's a speed boost there. And you go over the speed boost
Exactly.
and it goes you even further.
Exactly.
You might slow down after that.
Yep.
But you find another speed boost.
Exactly.
And you keep going.
That was the perfect way you could have put that,
Yeah.
you know?
And then riff raff.
But yeah, man, so that's pretty much how we got to this point. Oh, and then I had got my one of my music videos for a song called Aqua Tofana off of my album Above Moldavite Mountain. That made it to BET Jams.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's the music channel that just plays music videos 24/7.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because that company used to be MTV Jams. And when I was a kid, it was MTV Jams, and I grew up, bro. That was a staple channel in my household. Sunday mornings while we're cleaning, weekends while my sisters are doing their friends' hair, you know, whatever. Like it was always the vibe that was on in our houses was MTV Jams, and we'd just be watching all the music videos at the time.
Yeah.
We're watching like, Hot Boys, Cash Money Millionaires, No Limit, 3 6 Mafia. All those people were like popping at the time when I was like getting into MTV Jams. And I never let go of that channel. So even when I started becoming a teenager and moving through my teen years, I was still just always watching MTV. Everyone knew me. They were like, if you go to Floyd's house, his TV is going to either be on fucking Animal Planet or it's going to be on MTV, Jams.
Yeah.
BET bought them out, so it became BET Jams. But fast forward this story, I was able to get one of my records, a music video that I had shot here in Augusta with my man Nino. He's the best shooter in Augusta as far as like film that I've seen. He had did me a solid and really creatively helped me out with that video, and we got that on BET Jams.
That's what's
and
up.
so that was a moment that actually made me cry.
Really?
Because it's so trippy to be like, dude, I grew up watching this channel, idolizing, everyone who's on it. Like, damn, this is some big shit they're doing. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. And now here's me, given a set schedule from one of their, programmers telling me like, hey, your video is going to air at this time, this time, this time, this time for the duration of however, long allotted.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't want to even believe that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so you're like ready for the disappointment of like, damn, I knew it was too good to be true. Side note, I never live off the notion of something's too good to be true.
Yeah.
I live off of my mindset that says this is good enough to be true.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't I deserve this? It's like, fuck
like
yeah,
that.
this shit's good enough to be true. So when they told me, let's say that, I forget what timestamp it actually was. I think it was like 12 or 1 p.m. They're like, your shit's going to air for the first time ever on this channel at this time. I set my watch to it. I'm telling everybody, to tune in. Everybody look at
watch
this
party.
Yeah, everybody turn your fucking TV on to this channel and watch it at this time. Because I have a music video that's going to be, on national cable.
Yeah.
Anyone who has this fucking channel, at this time across the country, they're going to see me on their fucking TV.
That's what's up.
And I did not want to look like an idiot. And like tell everybody, hey,
Yeah.
everybody eyes on, this moment, and then they look, and then it doesn't, happen. Like I was like low key like shaking in my boots because I was worried that it, for some reason, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But man, when my fucking song, came like, bitch, the TV came out from commercial break, and my fucking song like just comes in, just fades the
Creeps
fuck in. And I was like, fuck, that's me right there. Like, that's fucking crazy.
That's what's up.
And I was ecstatic. And, it was a very unreal moment for me, but it was a good realization, that I have been putting in the proper amount of efforts for what I truly believe I could do, and I'm doing it. And, then I started crying, because I was like, yo,
I would have too.
I'm like, I fucking did that. Like, from being that little short, chubby kid in Hepzibah, Georgia with braids and glasses, rapping in the back of a classroom, to I'm on national television, with my music video representing my art.
Yeah.
It's humbling. All of it's humbling. Like, some people feel like things like that should just boost your ego. For me, it actually does the opposite. It humbles, because it makes you that much more appreciative to be in the position, to be the because really, when it comes down to it, as a, in the physical, I'm just a representative of the talent that's inside of me. Yeah. So it's almost like two whole different parts. So the humbling experience comes when I'm able to look at myself and be like, damn, this is some magnificent shit that you've been allowed to do, from powers greater than myself. Mm-hmm. So that's the part where these things like humble me more so than they like fuel the ego. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here for real.
That's crazy. That's like a legit superstar story. And that's not even all of it, is it? That's not even like all that stuff you just said. That's not even all of the story, is it? There's more to it.
No, there's so much more to
That's
the story.
crazy.
Like, I never know how much time we have on podcasts, so I never like want to ramble. Because, dude, this will turn into a fucking 5-hour conversation. Because there is so many like even smaller details that are just as pivotal. Yeah. But as far as like the main milestones, those are like all the ones that I think were pretty much like, like bam, bam, bam. If all this didn't happen, it wouldn't have, directed the course as much.
And even when you kind of get to these places, it's like everything legit happens for a reason. Like, this happened in
Everything.
order for this to happen, and then that happened because this happened.
Everything.
Like, it's just, and when you look at it and you step back, it's just crazy to think of. And it's also people like that you meet.
Yeah.
Like, you can meet like a normal person, and then soon to find out is this person that does this that has connections with this person that also has connections with this person.
Yeah.
And it's a lot about like who you know, kind of thing, and that's what's up.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why they're like, sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I also think it helps a lot when it's a good balance, though.
Yeah.
Like, know a lot of people, but know a lot of things, too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Like,
don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
We're not taking an idiot on tour. You know, we're not just going to take you around tour like in life, and the tour is life. So we're not going to take an idiot on tour and be like, hey, meet this person. And the person's like, why did I have to meet them? They were an idiot. Yeah.
You gotta have good connections and good product.
Yeah, have you know, be able to have value, you know, add value to anywhere you go. Be able to add value, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a liability. You know, be an asset.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants. We all have a posse already. You know, and it's like, so if we're gonna take on extra members and extra connections, bro, what do you do? It's like, what can you do for the mission?
What certain trait do you have that's gonna bring happiness or whatever to the posse?
And, you know, sometimes that trait is just, the person could just be a cool person. It's like, man, this person just raised the vibes. You know, whenever they're around, they raise the vibes. And that's something. Yeah. You know, we'd be fucking depressed without them around, you know? So that's something.
It's like, do you light in a room when you walk in or when you walk out?
Yeah, exactly. You know, my dad, man, I love my dad a lot. And he always, growing up, he was one of those dads who always just, like, give me random quotes, old man quotes. And, you know, but when I started becoming a man, I started quoting the quotes that he would give me because they were valid as fuck. Yeah. But one of the ones he used to always drive into me was, leave things better than the way you found it. Yeah. You know, and that's been a really heavy one for me to, you know, really be able to. I like that one a lot.
That was good.
I'm trying to say, yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's a relationship, doesn't matter if it's a physical location, doesn't. Because we would go fishing, you know, and this is where he would say shit like that. We're fishing. Yeah, like, we would go fishing, and some other fisherman might have left, like, his trash, like his old cartons of worms or some string or some shit, and we'd be cleaning that shit up. And I'm like, why the fuck are we cleaning up somebody else's bullshit they left? And my dad was just like, you gotta, you know, leave things better than the way you found it. Yeah. You know? So,
and that can go to like anything.
Exactly,
life, like
it's so applicable.
Yeah,
you know, every human encounter, when you come across somebody, try to leave them better than the way you found them. Man, if they're having a fucked up day, buy them a fucking, you know, I don't know, 3.5. Not kidding. Nah, give them something else. Unless they ask for a 3.5, give them that shit. But nah, man, you know, everything. You come in contact with an animal, you know, that needs some fucking food, give them some food. Just something. Pet the dog, bro.
Yeah,
like,
give them some love.
Yeah, just leave everything better, man.
What if you're allergic, though?
If you're allergic?
Yeah.
Then you
like
get
to a cat.
Then you get somebody else to pet it.
Yeah.
You know? But you make sure that thing's better than when you saw it.
Aaron's been over there chilling with Sparky the whole time. I've seen it.
No.
About that?
No.
Like how you got on there?
Mm-mm.
That's how I found you. It was on iTunes, like hot rap songs or artists of 2000 whatever.
Yeah.
Summer, and I was like, okay.
When people, because anyone can add anything to a playlist.
Yeah.
It was like an official, like it was like fully one. I just rapped for rap for a long time on iTunes. I was like,
I don't know, man.
It might have been a mix of like what you listen to, though.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. You know, it's like you never know. And Tyler, the Creator, said that.
Yeah.
You just never know at any minute who's like looking at your shit or who's listening to your shit.
I hate that though, because like, what if it's like someone that I like? They're looking at my stuff. I want to know.
I mean, you'll find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, because like they're gonna make sure you know.
Riff Raff, if you're watching.
This man's going hard, Riff Raff, bro. We need a sponsorship from him at this point.
He's been my top. He's been my top 3 artists from
really.
Like, yeah, for like.
So that's where this love is coming from.
No, he's been my number 1 for the past like 3-4 years.
Okay.
I try to get him on the podcast. It's like $2,000 plus travel expenses. So
$2,000?
Yeah.
Plus travel expenses?
Yeah, maybe more though. I don't know.
And that's what you want to do? You want to get Riff Raff?
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. I think he's hilarious.
I think that would be cool.
That would be.
I mean, I'm not.
Your boy ain't got
$2,000
though.
I'm not against that. No, we were just talking about how expensive shit was. What were we talking about earlier? Oh, $1,200 for a vinyl record.
Oh
setup. Yeah, that's just expensive, bro.
Yeah,
like
a vinyl record setup or Riff Raff.
Oh, bro, vinyl record setup.
Yeah.
You're going Riff Raff on that one? So if you could get a vinyl record set up with like some amazing speakers,
I would probably do that so I could listen to Riff Raff.
That's smart.
Because it'd be like he's here.
Yeah,
with
that's
me.
one in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had to invest $1,200 like in either direction, bro, I'm shamelessly I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with the vinyl.
Would you ever do a song with Riff Raff?
Yeah, why not?
That's what's up.
Yeah, like I haven't heard any of his music that I could recall, but I mean,
he's diverse. He's got a bunch of different stuff.
I would, do art with just about anybody, just to see what could happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because then you get more experiences like that too,
Yeah.
and you can learn a little bit from everybody.
But something I did realize that I'm not so great at doing is like when people want me to do a feature for their song. They're like, yo, how much you charge for a feature? I actually turn down features a lot. One, because I'm always busy with my own shit. Mm-hmm. And then two, because I've learned from past experiences, like, when I do features, bro, I tend to want to just dominate the whole record.
Yeah.
Like, and it turns into my song and not their song anymore. And, well, like, look, because it's like, they'll be like, I want you to do this verse. And they won't even have a hook ready yet.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, do you want me to do a hook or a verse? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I'll do a fucking verse for you, But then if they don't have a hook, or if they do a hook and I don't like the hook, I'm like, it's like, well, let me do the hook too then.
Yeah.
And so now I did the hook and I did the verse, and now it's my fucking record.
Yeah.
And so I haven't found a good way to balance out when someone requests me on a record. I haven't found a good way to, and I wish I had, but I just simply, I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
To do features with other people. I don't feel like, had a couple times where I did it and it went good. You gotta charge your battery pack.
I know.
Yeah, but I had a couple times where I did it and it went good. But yeah, man, I don't typically do features for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But this was fun though.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you on again.
Yeah, definitely,
sure.
man, definitely.
Maybe you and Aaron at the same time.
I don't know why
be
you were
fun.
off camera this whole time. You could have been over here.
I don't have a. Yeah, next time. I don't have a chair.
We could have shared a mic, man.
Yeah, shared the seat too, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I got that from Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper. He still is my favorite rapper, technically.
Mm-hmm.
But, what I'm trying to tell you is, on Rap City The Basement with Big Tigger back in, like, early 2000s, Lil Wayne did this amazing freestyle. And because that was their thing, they would do freestyles in the basement.
Yeah.
And he took out this fucking red bandana, and he put it over the microphone, and just started fucking killing that shit. And so I took that and I ran with it, and I was like, yo, I'm going to do a song, I'm going to call it Bandana My Mic.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to just run on that record. And so that's actually where I got that concept from. Yeah. Bandana My Mic. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
By Aaron Berry.
My Black Sheep jersey is one of my favorite jerseys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
It looked good on you.
I got the info from that when I found you, Darling, when you were wearing the Braves jersey.
Yeah, man. I love it.
You rock.
Bro, I'm looking forward to the, and I don't know if we're recording or not. I'm just talking.
Oh yeah, we're still audio recording. I don't know about the video though.
Got you.
Mine died.
I'm looking forward to a hockey style jersey. I'm looking forward to a hockey style jersey.
Yeah.
From Black Sheep.
Yeah.
On the truck that I'll bring it to wear when I come on.
Oh.
Wait, what happened?
I got one in the truck that I'm gonna bring. We might film something.
Yeah.
What are y'all filming?
I think we're gonna film a podcast with him.
Me and him talking about.
You're gonna be wearing the hockey jersey?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can get you one whenever.
Oh, I want one. I definitely want a Black Sheep, because that's one I always relate to Black Sheep hard. Just the word itself. One of my biggest inspirations is Princess Diana. Sorry we don't have this part on film for you, but one of my biggest inspirations is Princess Diana. And I was watching a documentary about her randomly. I went through this phase where I just would watch so many documentaries, man. I was like at home, didn't have a job, just like fucking chilling and shit. And I would just watch documentary. So I'm watching this Princess Diana anniversary, shit, because it was like the anniversary of her death or whatever after like however many years. And so Princess Diana, she was known as being like just this oddball in the royal system. And she would wear this sweater. It was a red sweater with white sheeps all over it, or white sheep all over it. And one of them was black.
Oh.
It was a singular black sheep on that whole sweater. And it was handmade by a company called Rowing Blazers. All right. So I love that sweater. I love everything she stood for. I love the black sheep notion. Because I always felt like the oddball out. I never was like in a literal sense how people would view it. I never was the most gangster hard dude out. I was never the coolest. I was never like, I always was just this odd thing that just fit in every circle.
Yeah.
You know? And so I understood the whole black sheep concept. And I say that to say the company Rolling Blazers at that time, they reintroduced that sweater to their line, you know,
that's what's up.
to be available to the public. So I bought that shit.
Ooh.
And it's my favorite sweater that I own. And so I carry the black sheep thing hard. I did a song with Moby Dick. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I didn't know who he was until I found out.
I know the whale Moby Dick. That's
Nope.
about it. Wrong
Different.
guy?
Moby Dick. So not like Moby Dick, but M-O .B Dick.
Okay. It's like
and-
Will I Am.
Yeah.
Okay. William.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to the new William record. Who?
And that's so funny. You're right. But so he was a big player in the hip hop industry, like in the 90s with No Limit and Master P. He worked with, he was Beats by the Pound. That was the production group that made a lot of Master P and No Limit's beats and stuff. He did a lot of singing for them. He was equivalent to Nate Dogg for the West Coast, except he was for the South and for, you know, No Limit. So he was doing all the singing and stuff like that. Anyway, he comes to Augusta. Here's another pivotal moment. He comes to Augusta. I'm just out with my ex-girlfriend. I'm bowling and shit because I love to bowl. And my engineer at the studio calls me. It's like fucking 11 at night. I'm like, what the fuck's he want? And so I'm like, what the fuck you want when I answer the phone? And then he was like, yo, what you doing? I'm bowling. Well, stop bowling. Come to the studio. Why? Moby Dick's here and he wants to do a song with you. Who's Moby Dick? He was like, you'll fucking find out when you get here, dude, but he's really important, so you got to come here now. I get to the studio. I meet him. I get the history on him. He's a really great guy. We do a song together, and I rap about being a black sheep a lot, you know, in the verse that I did for him.
Yeah.
And so it was very synchronistic, you know, that Aaron has this whole black sheep thing going on and, you know, wanted me to help be an ambassador of the brand and represent it, you know, as hard as I can. And I'm very on par with it. So I was like, I definitely support, man, what you're doing, bro. I love Black Sheep. Like, I get
Sponsored
it.
by Black Sheep, yeah.
So I totally want to get a fucking Black Sheep hockey jersey and wear the fuck out of it.
Oh, for sure.
Bro.
Oh.
How about this, man? And
Rest in peace
that's
to
dope,
Lynx.
too, because I am going to get an Augusta Lynx hockey jersey, too. I saw it on eBay. And I'm going to get it. No one's bought it yet. If any of y'all buy it, I'm going to be fucking upset. I'm going to go straight for the keyboard. But, man, speaking of shoes, one of the puppies chewed up my dunks yesterday.
Oh.
My pandas. And I was like, why you do that? And then they only chewed up one of them. And that makes it worse because I'm like, what am I going to do with one good panda? I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not doing that, man. Fuck that. I'm just going to fucking burn them. And that'll make me feel better if I just watch them in a fire.
Yeah.
Well, my German Shepherd was a puppy. She ate one of my shoes while I was asleep.
I was asleep too when this happened.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Sorry the video cut out.
It's
I
cool.
should have plugged it up before, but it's all good.
No.
It might be like take video and phone of y'all ending it so you can add that to it or something.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't
think
care,
it'll be
man.
good. Yeah. Where can people find you at?
Oh, yeah, man. Follow me on Instagram, at Floyd in the Sky. That's my favorite platform. I know we have Threads. I know we got, you know, X.
I haven't gotten into
I know
Threads.
I'm going to be very honest, man. I don't understand Threads.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's just a new social media thing.
Yeah, and the fact that it's linked to your Instagram, because it's the same company, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, so you guys want me to post just status updates every day. So Twitter, basically, is what you're doing. You know, and they're like, nah, because you could put a picture with it or a video. And I'm like, so Instagram. They're like, nah, because it's Threads. And I'm like, well, what the fuck makes it different?
Yeah.
You know, and that's not to say it's not different. That's for me saying I don't understand what's different about it yet. But yeah, man, anytime I promote my social media, it's always Floyd in the Sky on Instagram. I am on Twitter now, recognized as X. I am on Facebook, all those other things, but I'm really only active on Instagram. I got a TikTok, but bro, I don't like repeating myself.
Yeah.
So I don't like posting something on one platform. It's like, okay, now I got to go post it on this one. It takes away from the authenticity of it for me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I gave the world this experience in my life over here. Y'all go over there to see it. You know, nobody drives to, fucking Nevada to experience Mount Fuji.
Mm.
They go to Japan.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to
I've
experience
never
the
thought
shit
of
that I
that.
just
That's
put
really
up,
good.
and that's my whole thing. Like, bro, sometimes certain things you just have to go to where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, so going back to our opening statement, so I was like, I want people to know, like, you really want to come find Floyd in the sky, come to Augusta.
Yeah, Augusta.
Yeah.
Floyd Hub.
Yeah, man. Like, you want to see the shit I'm posting about? Go to Instagram.
Yeah.
It's one tab over, bro. Just swipe up on your phone, go over, tap. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Is all your music on Spotify?
Yeah.
Or all, on every
Yeah,
streaming platform?
Spotify, Tidal, Apple. On YouTube, all my albums are on that too, but except for WatchTower Maria. So YouTube was not having the cover. Yeah, YouTube was like, fuck you. We're not doing nudity. And I said, YouTube, grow up. Fucking grow up, okay?
Yeah.
Like, titties are real. You sucked on them when you got to Earth. Stop,
Still do.
Stop acting like, exactly. Stop acting like this is a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know? But so you...
See you perform on the river again. That,
Yeah, that was dope. Nino shot that.
Yeah. Whoever's doing that.
Yeah, that's
cool.
that's Nino, and he's doing a thing for Augusta called In the Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he'll have different artists come out and perform at a location that they choose, and
And In the Garden is kind of like the logo is done up where it kind of look like the Masters.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up.
yeah, man.
It is on the river.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a spot that when I would walk out at the Savannah Rapids, I would take my dogs to, and you know the area. It's a nice, clear, open, like grass field with the river just in front of you, and so when Nino asked me if I wanted to do the In the Garden thing, I was like, yo, I have a spot in mind. And he hated me by the end of the day because we had to walk to it, and he wasn't feeling that shit. But
Dope, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
It blew my mind when I saw it. That's cool.
yeah, I enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to doing more stuff. I don't know what's coming up next, and this isn't even for the podcast. Now I'm just kind of just talking to y'all.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's coming up next. I would like to do something for Halloween, but it just depends.
Perform at the Downer.
At the what?
At the Downer competition. Oh.
Didn't do the first one with the estimate out there.
Yeah.
To bring too much attention and something to
What? They don't want to share what they've built?
So, if somebody with the wrong ears gets to know it's out there, then there's going to be a city out there with sledgehammers knocking it down.
Yeah, I guess.
We're speaking very encrypted right now. I know there's microphones in front of us, so we can cut them off so I can figure out what the fuck's happening.
So, if I'm having a Halloween event for skaters and we're doing like costume contests and all that, but is that Downer DIY in Beach Island? And Downer is a do-it-yourself skate spot where they found a slab in the woods, and if like the city or the wrong person to see, because I think some people might know you could probably see it if you don't know, but they might not know it's out there. But the wrong person finds out, they'll come out there with sledgehammers and knock all the stuff. They built little ramps.
Why would they do that?
Because it's
That's fucking
they had probably
stupid.
4 or 5, maybe 6 skate parks within the CSRA, Aiken, North Augusta. Now we don't have one because nobody likes them around here.
Bro,
Yeah.
I didn't even know we had a skate park until you mentioned Blanchard.
Yeah.
They have way more, but the city don't support that. None of
Yeah.
them. Aiken, North Augusta, Evans, and none of them. Augusta.
So who would y'all say is like is there a king of the skate scene? in
Yeah,
Augusta?
it's that dude I told you about, Blind Ambition Mitchell. That's his
Blind
Insta-
Ambition
Blonde.
Mitchell? Blonde
Yeah,
Ambition.
I forgot his name, but he used to have a skate park in Aiken called HIC or Hick, and he had like.
I see why he would
a
pronounce
store
it as
there.
HIC instead.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was pronounced. I don't know. Yeah. But
I think you can say that.
that-
That shit sounds like a slander.
yeah. But he was on the show Eastbound and Down, and that's like where he got his start. But he was a kid when he was on there. But then he's been in the skate scene since. But like he was supposed to make another park in Aiken, but like it just hasn't happened. He announced it like in 2020, 2021, and nothing's there.
So he was capped. Do you work with him?
I just found out about him. And like, there's a couple of guys where I reached out to. Like I said, if y'all ever want to do something, 'cause I'm trying to help the scene grow too.
Yeah, I know. That's all. That's
Streetwear
yeah.
is based off of hip-hop
Culture.
And
Yeah.
skateboarding
Yeah, culture.
So I bring it back to the roots, and that's why I want to get back and help the scene grow. And I want to do something with the rappers. I want to put on a show, but that's when I'm bigger and got money. But
Yeah.
I want to do something with some of the rappers, like Floyd, maybe him, help him, not help him. I like his music too. I mean, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them really not my style around. I guess.
Yeah.
But you and him are chill and like different from some other stuff I've heard around Augusta.
Yeah. Sometimes I find, and maybe it's not just limited to Augusta, but anywhere, but since we're here, I'm going to talk about here, is there can be a mentality that's kind of like copy and paste. And I think it comes from undervaluing what's offered here in your city musically, and you gravitate to who everyone's telling you has the clout, which would be Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, then if this is what's popping, then I should make my shit sound like this. And if I do that, then I'm going to win. That's not how that works. You know, if I fucking say, hey, y'all, let's get together and have a friend's dinner. You know, everybody brings something. And everybody brings hamburgers. What the fuck was the point, man? It's like you could have brought spaghetti. I could have brought hamburgers. I fuck with hamburgers.
Yeah.
But, bro, if we are all cooking all night to bring something to a thing,
yeah,
why would you spend all your time cooking what the next guy's going to bring? You know, so it's like bring something that motherfuckers are going to remember. Yeah. Like, yo, those hamburgers was busting, but that lasagna that, you know, bruh pulled up with, that shit smack. Like, you know, so I think that's where the issue comes in at with some Augusta artists. You have a few that are like, yo, I'm cooking whatever the fuck I want to cook. I'm going to season the fuck out of it, and I'm going to pull up with it. And then that's when you get people like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
But then you have other people who are like, well, I know typically everybody likes tacos, so I'm just going to bring tacos. Like, we've had enough tacos.
Yeah.
You know, there's tacos in Atlanta.
Yeah. It's like...
found out about Rakim.
The old school Rakim?
No,
Rakim, that's what I was thinking.
The rapper right here, Rakim, he was blowing up, like, blowing up. And then he murdered that dude in Washington or somewhere in Augusta in June.
Well, that's what you don't do.
That's the reason I found out about that. It's a big rapper from Augusta. I was like, I never even heard of him. So
Nah.
Yeah.
on Instagram, he was blowing up.
Yeah.
Well, he listened to too much Lil Wayne, unfortunately, because there was a time Lil Wayne said something, and it was amongst the lines of he's from a city where you're nobody till he said until you're nobody, something about you're nobody till somebody kills you. No, you're nobody if somebody kills you, but you're not somebody till you kill somebody. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So basically saying, like, make a name for yourself, take somebody's life. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Don't follow that advice, you know, unless you're really about it and you have a way out of jail. Because if not, then you're just going to be in jail for life for murder.
Yeah.
And that's not conducive for a healthy musical career.
Not at all.
Didn't work for C Murder.
No.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with C Murder. Yeah, he's in jail.
That's why, like, you come
He gone.
from not straight, like, hip-hop, like, what everybody thinks of hip-hop, where you come at it as an artistic.
Just art, man.
Artistic,
Yeah.
And you put what you want, and the vibe is there. And people want to see that. I always, like, come to your last show, WatchTower, the vibe was awesome. Like, people, it's gonna grow every time you do it. It's gonna get awesome.
That's the goal, man.
That guy, I was already a fan, but that show got me hooked.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I was under so much stress for that show, as always, because I don't. Well, what's the word I'm trying to say? One, I get overwhelmed easy.
Yeah.
I have, you know, almost crippling anxiety when I get overwhelmed. Like, it's fucking hard to think, you know.
Talking to you, I wouldn't even realize it, really. You do really well with masking it. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, man. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, it looks cool, calm and collected on the outside, but inside, like that SpongeBob episode when the brain was on fire. And he's like going around, we need a name. You know, it's like that, but on the outside, it's just like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before that show, I had a super long day. Like, I had to be everywhere at once. And then also as a performer, you want to not fuck up. You want to make sure you know all your lines. You want to make sure you know all your lyrics and everything. Then you don't know how the turnout's going to be because the show hasn't happened yet. So you don't know what the ticket sales are looking like, who's going to come, you know. So it's a lot of unknown. So that's plaguing on your anxiety. I needed to stop at one friend's house to get my performing makeup done. And then from there, I was supposed to go to sound check. From sound check, go to my friend's house, do the makeup. From the makeup, go back home, take a shower, get dressed. From there, come down to Gransky's. Well, my schedule got so tied up and jam-packed that that just was not flowing like that.
Yeah.
By the time I got to my friend's house, I really needed to be back to Gransky's in like 30 minutes. There was no way I could be there, get makeup done for 30 minutes, then go home, get dressed, take a shower, let the dogs out. So what my best friend Malcolm did for me was, he was like, dude, he was like, how about this? I will go to your house and get everything you need, and I will bring it here where we are currently, and then you could just fucking shower here and everything, get dressed here, and just, you know, I'll go get your shit so you don't have to do that extra step. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's why you're my fucking best friend.
Shout
I was like,
out.
that is a fucking, yeah, shout out to Malcolm. Like, that was such
Malcolm.
a clutch fucking plan. And so we did that. I got my other best friends from Ambu texting me and fucking with me, Kevin specifically, and he's like, "Where you at, motherfucker?" Cause that's how he just talks.
Yeah.
Where you at, motherfucker? And then I'm like, I'm getting ready for the show. He was like, dude, you already got people here. You're finna be late to your own fucking shit. And I know how me and Kevin banter, so I knew that he was joking. But also, I couldn't take it because I was just so stressed.
Yeah.
So I messaged him back because here I am thinking I'm actually late to my own shit. And I'm like, how can I even be late to my own shit? It's mine. But he gaslit me to make me think of that instance that I'm late to my own shit. But he was just fucking around.
Yeah.
I messaged him back and I was like, dude, it's been a long day. That's all I said. And then he got the, you know, the air of that, and he messaged me back. He was like, I'm just fucking with you. And I was like, I know, man. I was like, but right now I'm not in the mood to just be fucking with it. I was like, I'm stressing, you know. And Malcolm, his fiance, also one of my best friends, Yana Lisa's her name. She's pregnant. And so Malcolm's trying to get me downtown because everyone's telling me there's so many people there and stuff, and you got to get here and all that. So we hop in the car. And Malcolm is gunning it. Like, he is driving like I've never seen him drive before. And it's funny because his fiance's in the front seat pregnant. And I think it might have been raining earlier that day. So I'm like, dude, I appreciate how much you love me. That, like, you're willing to, like, speed with your pregnant fiance in the passenger seat to get me to my gig. But we could really slow down. Like, it's like he was like, I don't give a fuck. We're going to get you there, you know, on time.
Yeah.
But I was hyper stressed, you know, prior to getting there. As soon as I got there, that's when everything was able to kind of, like, you know, fizzle into the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I set up my merch table, said hi to as many people as I could. I think I saw you right when I got there. Went next door to Firehouse, got some tequila in my body. Enough tequila, but not too much tequila.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Like, you ever see that movie, Get Him to the Greek, with P. Diddy and, what's his name?
Russell Wilson?
No, the main character.
Russell Wilson.
The white dude with the long curly hair. Russell Brand?
Yeah.
That's his name?
He's like English though?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the main character. Anyway, Jonah Hill was in that movie. Fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, he's
and
funny.
P. Diddy is like this label exec, as he is in real life. But he's like telling Jonah Hill, like a manager, traveling manager at this point, he has to get Russell to his gig at the Greek Theater. All right, it's a whole whirlwind story. Nutshell it, what I'm really trying to tell you about is he's explaining how to deal with artists on the road. He's like, they're going to want to do drugs. They're going to get fucked up before the show. He said, your job is to make sure he gets fucked up, but not too fucked up. He said, if this is too fucked up, and this is not fucked up, right here is where you want to be. And so it was a comedic thing he said, but I took it to heart, man. So anytime I'm about to perform, like, I'll do my fucking shit. Like, I'll smoke some weed, I'll drink some tequila. But I make sure that I don't do it as if I'm out on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because I still have essentially a job to do here.
Yeah.
You know, that I need to be pretty aware for. And I already had, like, a bottle of wine in my hand. So I was like, here, I got this whole bottle of Cabernet, and I'm finna go drink fucking tequila. I was like, let me make sure I'm not just falling off the damn stage.
Yeah.
Because one thing I don't like is ever looking like an idiot. So I would have hated to invite everyone out to come see the art. And then it's like, yo, he was too drunk to even fucking do it. You know? And I remember something that did help me calm my anxiety for that show was for my set, I wanted, like, a bunch of candles lit.
Yeah.
And instead of me just, like, getting there and I'm all frenzied and I'm rushing to do everything and I hop on stage and just get right into it, I was like, fuck that. I gotta light my candles. So everyone literally witnessed me just, like, take my time lighting, like, I don't know, man, 50 or so candles, one by one. But it was tedious, but it was something that was meticulous enough for me to focus on and not hyper fixate on anything else that was, you know, freaking me out in the moment. And I even had people come to the stage like, hey, you want us to help you? And I was like, nah, I got it. Yeah. It's like, I need to do this. Like, I need to just be able to just light a candle, bro.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just, like, stop and breathe for a second.
Exactly.
You're like, take that time.
Exactly. You know, that's
Or Alice in Chains and Nirvana when they did that.
that's essentially what it was. And then I had to kind of take a piss before I started. And so I was like, fuck this. I could have held it, but then I was like, nah, dude. I was like, don't have anything
Better out
going on
than in.
that, you know, discomforts you on that stage. I said, so if you got to go pee, take your time. Go pee.
Yeah.
Man. And so now I'm peeing, and I'm like in the bathroom, and Jimi Hendrix is on the wall. And I start talking to Jimi Hendrix.
What's up, man?
Yeah. And then I was like, all right, Jimmy. It's like, I'm about to go out here and do my thing, man. I was like, bless me. And I started like rapping one of my verses that I was kind of self-conscious about to make sure I remembered the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm rapping it to Jimi Hendrix in the bathroom on the wall.
What do you think about it?
About what?
The rap.
Oh,
The verse.
Oh, it's a dope verse.
Did he like it though, Jimmy?
Oh, did he like it?
Yeah, did he
loved
respond?
it, man.
Well, that's
yeah,
what's
he
up.
loved it.
Yeah.
Like, he was speechless.
Oh. That was funny.
Yeah, he was, I'm just talking to him. He was just looking.
He was speechless. He can't really speak that well, but he's a good listener.
Like, and at that moment, I knew I had it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I was like, Jimmy approves.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing bad. And, you know, that turned out to be a really good night, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's wrap up this podcast.
Yeah.
But we can keep talking, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, Floyd in the Sky everywhere streaming.
Yeah,
Instagram.
man. WatchTower Maria. Go check out that album.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Episode 41. Thank you for listening.
41.
You know, 41. You know where to find me at the Service Sessions. Have a good night. I don't know. Yeah.
Heck in the ocean.
I'm a great author, fire starter, diamonds larger, niggas harder, sons of heaven, guard your daughter, Red Sea parter, blades were sharper. This